Good. Now you have to tell me what I do with them.
Well, first thing is, you gotta clean them.
Okay. Oh, do I... Aren't they just gorgeous, Kate? I caught this one and this one.
Oh, now, will you listen to her now?
Right
Ain't she something, Kate? You know, she was giving each one names as she was pulling them out of the river, like she can tell the difference between what they look like.
Of course I can't. Kate, don't you think that one now? Doesn't that look like Max,
It doesn't look like me. First of all, I got a better profile than that. Just look at here.
Oh.
You know, once she found out there was more than one fish in that river, well, wow, there was just no stopping her. I had to take her home just to protect the poor fish.
Oh, I think we have enough for dinner, don't you?
More than enough.
Good. Now you have to tell me what I do with them.
Well, first thing is, you gotta clean them.
Okay. Oh, do I use soap?
Soap? Oh, Kate, oh, she's mine. She's all mine. They don't use soap. I just put them right in the washing machine.
Oh, stop kidding me.
Max will help you. And when I get back, we'll see to cooking them. You know, those are just the right size for frying.
Keith, where you heading to? What's going on? Anything special happening around here?
Oh, Max, I'm just trying to take it all in. I don't know where to start.
Well, what is it, Kate?
Ginny called.
Ginny? What's the matter? What happened to Ginny now?
Well, now, nothing happened to Ginny. It's Barrett.
Barrett?
He was in a crash. He's in the hospital.
A crash? What was it, a car accident?
No, it's a helicopter.
A helicopter?
Helicopter?
What in the world is Barrett doing back in a chopper? What in the world is going on now? How is he?
Well, I don't know. All Ginny said was for me to get right over there. Oh, Max, it's so confusing. You know, it seems that Alex Wheeler didn't die after all.
Alex? Wheeler's alive? Hey, what's happening around here?
Well, all Ginny said about it was that Barrett was trying to catch the man that shot Alex.
Oh, but Kate, how? Stryker told me himself
That's all I know, honey. Now, I've got to get to town. Ginny will explain everything to me. Oh, Max, I'm so glad you're back. I need you to stay right here with Steve and the ranch. I just didn't know what I was going to do.
All right, well...
Take care of everything, please.
I will, kid, I will. You take care of yourself, too. And I want you to drive real careful, and you call me if you hear anything's happened, you know, anything new, and do be careful, because I don't want to hear about any more crashes around here, all right? Okay.
Bye. Honey, Alex is alive and Barrett is hurt. What are we going to do?
I'm going to call the hospital and find out how serious this thing is with Barrett, and in the meantime, why don't you just take, let's see where it is now. Oh, yeah, just take this little knife here, and you can start scraping off those fish. You can start with one that looks like me. It might make you feel better. And, Rena, please, just water, no soap, okay?
Yuck.
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Need a sugar bump, honey pie? Hmm? You're so warm. Ooh, and you're so pretty and lazy and sexy.
Good morning, Billy Joe. Good morning.
I bet you was dreaming about me, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what What time is it?
Time for some of them icy cold fingers up and down your spine.
What are you doing? You're just singing to me?
I sure was. I was singing I'm in the mood for love. Because I love my cute little sexy, warm, lazy baby. That's what
I'm still asleep. I'm not even awake
That's all right.
yet.
I'm just going to spice up your dream a little for you. That's all.
What has gotten in you, huh? Wait a minute, hold it. Have you been drinking?
No.
I mean, usually you come home from work and you just fall in the bed like a rock. Did you go to work today?
I did too.
Well, then why aren't you all tired out?
Honey, because I'm all high and excited on good news and good luck, huh? That's why. And I want to celebrate, not sleep. Come here.
Billy Joe, what do you mean? What are you talking about, this good news?
Nita, I'll tell you something. You're never going to guess in a million years, but try. Go ahead, guess.
Oh, Billy Joe, you didn't. That car you showed me yesterday, you didn't go and buy it. Oh,
No,
we
I
can't
did
afford
not.
no
I did not. I did
furniture.
not. I did not. I did not. Go ahead, guess again.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. I'll tell you. You'll never believe it. You never guess anyways. You know Alex Wheeler? Huh? That guy Alex Wheeler? He ain't dead.
He ain't dead?
He's as fit as a fiddle, and not only that, the police know who really shot him. They're after him right this minute, and I'm home free.
What guy? Who did it? Who did it?
That's the funny part, you know? You know what it was all along? All this hoopla? It was just plain old-fashioned jealousy.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, it was that guy Carrington who shot Wheeler. You know, Mrs. Wheeler's ex.
Really? Oh, now that is going to upset Maggie. There she was thinking he was just this real nice gentleman and...
Well, I guess that just goes to show you just what kind of judge of character old Maggie is. That's not surprising, though. You know? I mean, it's natural. Tell you what, Nita, you know what? If I was on the grand jury and that poor guy was up for defending his own family like that, I'd let him off. I mean, a man has got a right, you know.
I mean, Billy Joe, they weren't married folk for 10 or 15 years. He must just gone crazy is all.
Sure. Still crazy about his woman. Just the way I am about you. Even 100 years from now, you know that? Huh? You know what?
What?
Somebody try to take you away from me. Sure as looking at him, I'd shoot him down.
Now,
I wouldn't need him.
I don't like that kind of talk. All that violent kind of talk, it is no good. I mean, pretty soon you're going to start thinking it's all right to hurt somebody.
It's all right to hurt somebody if they're hurting you.
Well, nobody is hurting you, so don't talk that way. Nothing turns me off faster. Besides, I think you'd learn something from all this mess. I am just thankful that you're not going to be tried for murder, and you just should feel the same way, too.
Well, sure. Sure, can't you see I feel thankful?
You're not out of the woods yet, you know. You still got that parole violation hanging over your head. And when they found that rifle in that trailer.
No, I do not. I saw Wheeler himself last night. He promised he'd straighten everything out with the law.
He did? Oh. Wasn't that generous of him?
Generous? He owed me that much. I mean, I've been a nervous wreck ever since they laid them phony charges on me. In fact, you know, if he forgets to take care of them for me, I just might have to drop over and remind him. I must have figured it was that Carrington guy all along.
Well, just thank goodness such an important man wants to speak up for my husband.
Yeah. You know, maybe I ought to go see Wheeler anyway. Just remind him about all my suffering.
Billy Joe.
Why not,
Come
Nita?
on.
A man like that, he could be a whole lot more generous. He could do me a lot of good, you know, if he felt like he owed me. Shoot, this turned out pretty good. I could end up getting a whole lot out of this mess.
Now, you just listen to me. You just be thankful that you got your freedom.
Thankful for being a working stiff the rest of my life, huh? What good is that? That ain't good enough, Nita. Not for me. Not for you either. I want to show you, girl. I am. I'm gonna make something of myself. Maybe even faster than I ever thought.
No, Mr. Wheeler is not expected in his office today, but statement for the press at this time. Thank you. No, not today. Oh, I didn't know there were that many wire services in the world.
There aren't. Galaxy's very big in outer space, too.
I believe it. Some of these guys are really coming from beyond the stars. Oh, Ricky, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too, sis.
You might have told me.
Hey,
No, I know you couldn't. I understand.
you're sort of put out with Ryan and me for not filling you in from the beginning, aren't you?
No, not really. Well, okay, maybe I was a teeny bit at first, but I know you were doing the best job you could for Alex. And that's all that's important anyway. You kept him safe. I'm just grateful it's all over with.
Yeah, me too, believe me. It's been kind of tough being on 24-hour duty and not being able to explain to anybody where I was or what I was doing.
Oh, anybody in particular?
Yeah. But I plan to remedy the damage directly.
I'm so glad you're back.
No, Kate must have called me just before you got there. All I know is what you told me.
Yeah, well, she's on her way over to the hospital now.
Well, so am I. I was in the middle of stitching a bad cut when the call came through. As a matter of fact, you caught me on my way out the door.
Well, look, I won't keep you then. Rena and I are going to stay here and look after Steve. Now, you call me the first thing you hear, all right?
Okay, I will. The first thing I hear.
I tell you, it's just too much. It's just too damn much. We can't lose him now. Not this way.
Won't lose me.
I'm just praying you're right.
Me too. I'll call you as soon as I can.
Okay, thanks, Courtney.
Could you please call my patients and reschedule today's appointments? I have to go to the hospital. It's a family emergency.
Dr. Walker will be back in a few minutes.
He will? Oh,
Yeah.
Would you see if he'll cover for me then and tell him where I went?
Uh-huh. Dr. Marshall.
Could you please pull the Marshall medical records from the file? I'll take them with me. They might be needed. I understand there was a complete set of tests performed here recently.
Yes. Doctor, was that Barrett or Virginia Marshall?
Barrett. There's one for Jenny, too?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see that. Oh, no.
Doctor?
I'll take them both with me. Thank you, Maria.
What now, Ryan?
Jenny, look, was Barrett conscious when you saw him?
No. Well, yes. I don't know. I couldn't even tell. He didn't even look at me. His eyes were open.
That means he probably was conscious.
No, he didn't move them. He just stared straight ahead. He didn't respond at all. I tried to talk to him. He just stared.
That was the shock of the crash, the trauma, most likely.
No, it was worse. It was as if he was too angry to look at me, too hurt. It was as though he were trying to shut me out, trying not to see me.
No, I don't believe that. Look, you're upset. You're imagining.
No, I'm not. He wanted me to disappear, me and all the pain I've caused him. Oh, Ryan. Ryan, the way he learned about us.
I know it was bad. It was a worse way, but there's nothing we can do about that now, and I don't think I would ever have Barrett find out about us if I knew something like this was going to happen. Believe me,
Don't you see? It's because he found out about us. He couldn't
No.
stand it.
No.
It's the only explanation. Barrett is a good pilot. He never would
Jenny,
have
would you
crashed that helicopter
stop doing
unless
this to yourself?
it was not an accident.
Well, we don't know that. We won't know until he tells us what happened up there.
Barrett got a commendation once. He landed the plane safely with one blade shot away. No one is even supposed to be able to do that.
Barrett has not flown in 5 years. Now, Elliot had a gun. He was desperate.
They both were.
Jenny, would you stop tormenting yourself? And look, now don't set yourself up for guilt of something.
If his suicide is successful,
Ryan, have you seen my father?
Yeah, he's in a room down the hallway.
Well, how is he?
He's pretty badly hurt, but he's under heavy sedation. Look, I'll take you to see him. Paige, could you stay here with Jenny?
sure.
Come on.
Thanks.
It's more fitting this way, don't you think, darling?
to wait with your sister-in-law for word about your husband rather than having your lover by your side? I'm sorry, Jeannie. I don't know what's right anymore. I didn't mean to say that. I'm just so upset about Barry.
I am too.
I am too. I want Barrett to live so I can give him everything he deserves.
I know you have your own priorities, but I hope you'll have a little bit of time to give me a hand with Elena.
Oh, no. Now what? With Max on his honeymoon and me tied up, I can just imagine.
It's worse.
Okay, I'm ready. How far did she go?
Well, she quit school.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, and she took a job singing in a bar here in town. She claims she's following in my independent footsteps.
Yeah, but you finished school and you got a decent job. Anyway, you had more sense at 10 than she's got at 18.
Ricky, I'm doing what I can. She's staying at my apartment.
Oh, did you have to encourage her that way? I mean, giving her a place to stay, that just makes it all that much easier for her.
Ricky, what was I supposed to do? She's my baby sister. I'd rather have her at least where I can keep an eye on her.
Yeah, but you're here 10 hours a day.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. That's where I need your help. She comes home from her job about the same time I'm leaving for mine.
You mean she's getting in at 7 in the morning?
Ricky, she's working. She works hard and she comes home tired. Look, I know she's not out gallivanting because Jeb is backing her up on the guitar. I know he's keeping an eye on her.
Yeah. I heard him promise Max that he would.
Jeb's being very nice about this. I don't think he wants to play guitar in a honky-tonk. He's only doing it because he feels a responsibility.
My responsibility. Well, from now on, I'm going to make keeping an eye on Elena my job, so don't worry.
I knew you would. Thanks, Ricky.
I guess I'll go by and have a word with her as soon as she gets up.
Okay, but just relax a little. Look, it'll go better.
Yeah, I know. I think maybe I'll pay a visit to those guys she's working for, too. Let them know that I'll be watching how she's treated. Who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, she'll get let go from her job.
Oh, more reporters. Excuse me, Ricky. Looks like this is going to be going on all day long. Hello, World Oil. No, Mr. Wheeler's not expected in today.
It just ain't right, Nita. I mean, just working and sleeping and nothing in between. What is life for, anyway?
Honey, if you don't get some sleep now, you're not going to be able to work later.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I need me some perks, girl. Now, why don't you just come on back over here and remind me what it is that I'm slaving away my life for?
I told you, honey, we don't have time.
Well, I can't sleep.
Well, I cannot play. Not now, anyways.
That just ain't fair, Nita. I mean, the one morning I come home from breaking my back all night, not dead tired, and I'm all excited because luck's breaking my way for once, and you're going to up and leave me all alone, huh?
I told you, honey, I got this appointment.
Yeah, what's that appointment for, anyhow? You gonna go off and get your hair all fixed up while I'm laying in bed with my miseries, huh?
I thought you would understand. I got an appointment with Dr. Walker.
Dr. Walker?
Well, it's the baby.
The baby, you having trouble?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, but as long as I keep going to my checkups, I'll be fine.
Oh.
Oh, honey, that's why I can't play. Do you understand? Not like I'm trying to be mean or anything, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Listen, Billy Joe, honey, listen, I want to talk to you, honey. Billy Joe, I want to talk to you. Now, this baby, it's really going to change our lives. Are you sure you're going to be able to get used to it?
Well, sure I can. I want you to. And I want you to take care of it just like you're doing. Just don't forget to take care of me, too. Huh?
How could I forget how to take care of a big baby like you, huh? I gotta go. See you later.
Yeah, later. Real later.
Honey, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late. Village Joe. Now, come on. You gotta march right over to that bed and get into it.
I don't want to do that.
For me, please, pretty please. Come on. Now, I got some chicken in the refrigerator, and I set the alarm clock for 4 o'clock, okay? So you get up. I'll call you. Make sure you do get up, okay? All right? For me? And you have sweet dreams, all right? I love you.
How am I supposed to go to sleep now? I just can't do it. I'm wide awake. What am I supposed to do now? I know. Maybe I need a cold shower.
Yeah, I know, Terry. Look, you give me a call. You hear anything, all right? Okay, well, thanks a lot. Well, Terry doesn't know anything more about Barrett.
And Alex?
Kate was right. Alex is still alive. And there's a whole lot more to it than that. Seems like Ryan had Alex laying low until they smoked out the man and shot him.
Oh, no wonder he pretended that he was dead. Doesn't that seem weird to you, Max?
I don't know about weird. Sure seems smart to me, though. I mean, it worked.
Billy Joe Wright didn't do it, then who did?
Are you ready for this one? Dennis's daddy, Elliot Carrington.
I'm not surprised.
You're not? Well, I am. I mean, I didn't think he was the type of guy.
Honey, I knew he would be dangerous. I just knew it.
You just knew it. Huh? What makes you so smart, huh?
Well, it was obvious. Iris told me how she used to lie to him after they were married.
Lie?
She told him that Dennis was his son when it was really Alex Wheeler's.
Alex is Dennis's real father?
That's right, honey. Don't you go telling anyone, because I don't even know if they've told Dennis yet. In fact, I'll bet they haven't.
And Carrington was just... Well, he was just,
He was weird, that's all. Crazy.
No, but, I mean, you gotta understand where the man was coming from. I mean, you can't...
Don't tell me that... Max, you don't condone that now, do you?
No, I'm not sympathizing with that. It's just that, well, it's just strange that's all, and things like this don't happen when people tend to their own business.
Honey, that was 25 years ago. We can be as philosophical about that as we want to, but right now I gotta go into town and see Iris.
What?
And
Wait, what?
Stryker. Lord knows how he's feeling now that Alex Wheeler is back and Dicky's alive.
Now, wait a minute, you're not going anywhere.
Honey, I have to. Iris has got to have somebody to talk to. I've got to check up on Stryker.
Rena.
I have to.
Rena, the only thing you have to do is stay here and help me tend to things right here. You're not off in town adding to the gossip and the confusion. There's plenty of folks there taking that care of that, and believe
Honey,
me.
I got to go see Stryker.
Then you can just call him on the phone. Look, we're staying put. I got a stable full of horses that need tending to, and little Stevie's gonna be back from school any minute.
Well, then Stevie can come with us. We're so
Rena,
isolated here, honey.
Isolated from trouble like that is just okay with me, and I don't think little Stevie needs to be exposed to it either. Now, we're gonna stay right here and take care of Steve until we get some word on his daddy.
Well, the great Max has spoken.
Well, that's right. Yeah, Max has spoken. And one more thing, you better get those fish cleaned or you won't have anything to cook for supper.
Max!
Rena! Oh, sugar, you. Give me a kiss. Max has spoken again. Go on now, back to work. Come on. Go to it. Yeah, that's the spirit. That's it now. Come on. You're doing just fine. Fishy, take your gloves. And, easy now. That's it, doing fine. I'm gonna go take care of the horses. And watch out for those little fishies. Don't let them bite you now.
it's Rena Decker. That's right, Mrs. Cook. No, it's all right, Beth. The honeymoon went fine, but Beth, I need your help.
Morning, ladies. Who's winning? Better watch out, she's gonna trump you. Hey, honey buns, you watch out. You're gonna burn the skin right off your bones.
You can't get a sunburn in the wintertime.
Shows how much you know, babe. You should seen the burn I got working the yard at Huntsville last February. But heck, it's too nice a day to talk about that kind of stuff. You don't mind if I share a little of your son, do you?
It's free.
Hot dog, so am I.
That's not what you said. Billy Joe, you said you were back with Nina.
Sure I am. Hey, forget it, all right? I won't hassle you if you don't hassle me. All I wanted was soak up some rays.
You know, you were right about living here, Billy Joe. Just lying out here, feel like a snake that crawled out of his hole after a cold winter.
That's exactly how I feel. Especially now I'm cleared. I mean, those charges, they put the freeze on me. I couldn't think of nothing but, I don't know, pulling my hole right in on top of me.
Oh, now I understand.
Understand what?
Why you were so anxious to get back with Nina. She must have, felt safe to you.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say that. I mean, she was the only one who ever believed in me or tried to save me. If I remembered, you didn't score so high on that one. I mean, you never admitted you came by my trailer, which would have cleared me right off the bat. You did come by, though, didn't you? I know you did. That wasn't no dream.
Well, if you were so drunk, then I guess you'll never know for sure.
Oh, I know all right. I'm never too drunk to remember a pretty girl coming and jumping in my bed.
I never did any such thing, Billy Joe. Don't you laugh at me, and don't you ever let on that I did that.
Hey, look, your secret's safe with me, darling.
Billy Joe, I'm warning you.
Now, you don't have to do that. I never said anything like that happened, did I? Not that night. Of course, we could fix that. I mean, the trailer's still there. Right nearby the chicken coop. Heck, maybe tonight, huh?
And it might upset his stomach a little bit, but don't... No, it's nothing. It's nothing, really. Thank you. Yeah, and he'll be fine. Don't worry about that. And, I'll hear from you in a day or two. Okay, bye. Well, you're a healthy girl, and you're carrying a healthy baby.
Oh, thank goodness.
Did you feel there was a problem?
Oh, no, I always get nervous coming to doctor's offices.
Well, there's no need to. Although I felt the same way when I was a kid. Why don't you come in the office for a minute?
All right.
Have a seat. Let's see now. Oh, have you been taking that vitamin supplement I prescribed for you?
Oh, yes, yes. I've been doing everything you told me to do. Make sure my baby is good and healthy.
Except maybe for taking Billy Joe back.
Look, I know you and Maggie and a whole lot of other people wish I never went back to Billy Joe.
It's your decision to
He
make.
didn't do anything. He didn't do what they said he did. He didn't shoot at anybody. He's been a good husband, and he's been a good provider. And you know that's not very easy for Billy Joe.
No, I guess it isn't.
He's trying so hard. He's trying so hard. You should just see him. He really is. And he's going to be a good daddy, too. He really is. I believe that.
Yes, maybe he will be. The only thing I ask is that you not let him knock you around anymore. You know what might happen.
No. No, I won't let him. Those days are gone forever.
I hope you're right, Nita.
Dr. Walker, he may be free of all those murder charges and all those other things that they thought he did. But as far as I'm concerned, he is still on probation, and he knows that. Well, I don't think he's going to mess things up this time, because he knows. He knows I'm giving him this one last chance, and that is it.
Billy Joe, look, we have got to straighten this thing out before you get us both in trouble. Now, I appreciate what you did for me, and you got me that job at the chicken coop, but that doesn't mean that
All it means and what it proves is that I can help your career along a lot faster and better than that creep Jeff Hampton. That guy, he's nowhere, Elena. He don't know if he's coming or going. Matter of fact, I think he got his lights punched out back in New York City.
Wait
That's
a
what
minute,
I
Billy
think.
Joe, that's not fair. That's ridiculous. Jeff is a wonderful guitar player, and he taught me everything I know, and he's a professional, Billy Joe.
Yeah, what'd he teach you?
He taught me a lot. A lot more than I can explain.
Yeah? Well, I could teach you a lot more than he ever could, darling.
Billy Joe, come on, don't start this with me again. Get Billy Joe.
Come on.
I don't need a hassle, pal.
Yeah, well, you got it. What are you doing here with Elena?
Ricky.
You're the one who's trespassing, Fuzz. I live here. You lay one end of me and I'll haul you out of here.
You live here?
That's right, pig. I live here. I'm a law-abiding, rent-paying citizen. I live here with my wife. And if it's any of your pig business, me and Lane here was talking shop. We work together now, or didn't nobody tell you?
Yeah, I heard. And I don't like it.
Well, that's just too bad, because we work together every night.
So, actually, at this time, this is about all we know. We did talk to some.
Ginny. Oh, Ginny, how is he, honey?
Grandma, I was just talking to Ginny and Paige. I was telling them that I talked to Barrett's admitting physician. He's a very good internist, and I knew him in school. He says that Barrett's condition is still critical.
Oh, Lord.
But it's not hopeless. They're treating him for internal bleeding and shock.
Is he responding?
Well, that's what I was about to get to when Grandma came. No, he's not. But Barrett isn't trying. He isn't helping.
Oh, no.
Have you talked to him, Jenny?
No. I tried to, but he
Listen, I think it's his best hope. I think it's absolutely imperative that you reach him.
Well, I want to, Courtney, but can I?
Well, I don't know. Can you come with me, though, and try again? I think you're the only one that can give him a reason to want to live.
Yes, of course.
Excuse us.
Oh, poor Barry.
And poor Ginny, too.
Oh, I don't know. Life would be a lot simpler for her if he did just die.
Paige. I always think I know the very worst about you, but you never fail to surprise me. You've always got something a little worse in reserve.
Well, those are just the sad facts, Grandma.
I'll thank you to keep your mean-hearted thoughts to yourself.
Sure, but I love him. I love my brother. You can't say the same thing for that proper little noble wife of his.
Look, Ginny, before we go in there, there's something I want to tell you.
About Barrett?
No. No, not about Barrett. Now, look, Bart didn't show these to me. In fact, I think he was trying to conceal them from me. I came across them accidentally when I was pulling Barrett's medical record from our file cabinet.
What is it, Courtney?
They're your medical records.
Oh.
I didn't mean to pry, but it was obvious at a glance why you made an appointment to see Bart. Ginny, you're pregnant.
Yes.
Well, why didn't Bart tell me?
Because I asked him not to.
Ginny, you are my sister-in-law.
Courtney,
we're family.
I don't want anyone to know, not yet.
This is not the kind of thing you can keep secret for very long.
I know, but I needed more time.
Does Barrett know? Is it Ryan's baby?
Why would you ask me something like that?
I assumed you'd asked yourself that already. It just doesn't seem likely that you would conceive so soon after Barrett's return.
Do you mean likely or possible?
Well, of course it's possible. Isn't it?
It's possible.
But the child is Ryan's, isn't it?
Yes. It's Ryan's.
Jenny!
Oh, I'm all right.
Jenny, why don't you lie down for a while?
No. I'll be
Has
fine.
this sort of thing happened to you before?
Yeah, once or twice, but it passes quickly.
Why don't we let Bart check you over?
Courtney, I don't need a doctor
Jenny,
to tell me
you
what's
cannot
wrong.
keep this stress locked inside. It's not good.
I'll be all right. We should go see Barrett. You won't say anything, will you?
Of course not. But I think you have to.
No, I can't. I can't tell him. Not now. I may have killed him already.
What are you talking about?
Barrett knows that I was in love with Ryan. That Ryan and I planned to be married. We told him in Alex's office. He was devastated.
Ginny, he had to find out sooner or later.
I know. But he was so defeated. 5 years in that prison camp. 5 years of holding on to the fact that I loved him.
But you did love him. You just said you waited 5 years.
I know. But I gave up on him and fell in love with Ryan. And so Barrett wants to give up too. That's why he volunteered to pilot that helicopter.
Ginny, that's not your fault.
It is my fault. It is my fault now. I just pray that he lives and recovers.
And believes that the baby you're carrying is his?
No. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to work all that out.
Ginny, this is not the kind of thing you can deal with by yourself. Look what it's doing to you.
It's the only answer, Courtney.
You can tell Ryan.
No!
He has a right to know.
Courtney, you've got to promise me that you won't say anything. Now, I'll handle this.
You can't. You cannot handle this by yourself.
Courtney, you must promise me that you won't say a word.
Maybe later after the drug wears off. Hey, Ryan, why would they dope Dad up like this?
Well, like you said, later, huh? Listen, Dennis, could you go on out to the waiting room for a few minutes? I'll be with you, huh?
Thanks.
Hi, are you waiting to see Barrett?
We were,
Yes,
but I think Ginny wants to talk to you first.
Courtney, no!
Ginny. Ginny. What is it?
It's not the right time.
What is it? Tell me.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
He's not answering me. Thought you said he was conscious.
He showed some signs earlier, some brain function returned. As you see, he's off life support, he's stable, those are good signs.
No, but that's not enough. Look, can you tell me when he's coming out of it?
No? Sorry, no one can. Ryan, he may always be this way.
But we can't always keep him hidden.
Well, you're telling me.
I'm sorry. This whole thing's just getting to me, I guess. Not to mention Iris and Terry. How about you? Is it getting to you, too?
More ways than you realize. People are starting to ask questions.
But Sloan's still covering it.
Well, we can't keep that up for very much longer. A lot of people seem to find the circumstances surrounding Alex's death and sudden burial rather peculiar, to say the least.
Damn. I thought we covered everything.
How do you expect to cover the fact there was no meeting of the Surgical Mortality Committee? You know, throughout my entire career, I've upheld hospital procedures. Now that I waive them, I hear the word malpractice being whispered in the hallways.
I can see this is really taking its toll on you, isn't
Bart
it?
Walker virtually accused me.
Oh, yeah, he brought Alex in after the shooting, didn't he? Even he has a stake in this, huh?
Yeah, maybe he thinks you do too, Ryan. Well, you can understand that, can't you? Have you ever stopped to think what other people might think about this? Say Iris, for instance.
Look, I'm doing what I think is best.
Dr. Cook. Yes, I know it's unusual. The circumstances are unusual. Oh, yes, I know you have to find out about it, but now is not the time. Yeah, I told you I'd talk to you about it later. I have people in my office.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't realize you were here. Look, we'll find another place to go.
Sure, we don't need to bother you.
Hold it, just a minute, please. Ryan, I suppose you realize just how much trouble Alex's return from the dead has stirred up around here.
Well, I can imagine.
Oh, I hope you can, because I've had calls from the police, the coroner's office, the hospital's lawyers. That fake death certificate, that phony autopsy could mean the end of my career, not to mention the adverse publicity.
Oh, well, this is going to take some time. I'll talk to you later.
No. It'll just take a minute.
Well, I'm glad you think you can handle it so quickly. I'm up to my neck in potential lawsuits.
Look, Kevin, the attorneys from World Oil will take care of it. Now, look, once the evidence comes in...
I will lose my license.
No, you'll be cleared.
Oh, tell me, Ryan, what have you got in your hat? A magician?
Well, close. We have Stryker Bellman. So go see him, huh? I mean, he will straighten things out. I have no doubt about it. And by the way, my uncle will pick up the tab, all right?
Thank you.
You promise me you'll go see him?
Yes, right now. You wanted something?
Yes, just a room to talk in privately.
You don't have to leave on our account,
Oh,
Kevin.
Jenny, please. It's all right. The sooner I see Stryker, the better. Excuse me.
Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, by the way, if that phone rings, let it.
Well, we're alone now. No Kate, no Paige, no nurses. Just, you and me, so go ahead. Come on, nobody's listening but me.
And then my teacher told me to stop talking so much.
How come?
Because I had food in my mouth.
Steve? Man, a cake got your tongue? What you got in there, huh? Oatmeal cookies. Oh, my favorite. You have to give me a taste of those.
Hey, save me some.
What for, huh? Beth?
Hi. You got food in your mouth.
What are you doing here?
I'm just helping out.
Where's Rena?
Mrs. Decker called to say that this little boy here needed some sitting.
I'm not. My name is Steve, and I'm not little.
Oh, this young man, Steve, needed sitting, and dinner needed fixing.
Or just where's Snow White keeping herself these days?
Well, she said she had to get into town.
What for?
Oh, well, with all the excitement, you know. Oh, just to see what was going on. You know, she hates to be on the edge of things. I mean, Mrs. Cook is...
Mrs. Decker.
Mrs.
Yeah, Mrs. Decker.
She always has to be right in the middle.
Yeah, well, not anymore. You know, she got to learn that this is her home, right here. You know, out here in the provinces.
Come on, give her time to change her ways. Nobody changes overnight, you know.
My daddy says I did. He says he went to sleep when I was little, and the next time he woke up, I was big.
Well, that's not the same kind of overnight we're talking about there, Steve.
Did my daddy go away again?
Well, yeah, but he's just in town with your mom and Kate. He's gonna be back real soon.
Time for dinner or overnight?
I don't know if they'll be back that soon, but I'll fix it up for everyone just in case.
Enough of what?
Fresh white bass. Looks like they were just caught.
Yeah, they were. Well, did Rena at least clean them?
Mrs. Decker? No, sir. I cleaned them.
Oh.
Oh, and she said those little fishy eyes gave her the creeps. They'll be delicious anyhow. Now, if you'll just get me those potatoes from your grandma's pantry, we can have those French fries.
And hush puppies?
Absolutely.
It's getting late. I'm going to call the ranch to see how Steve is doing. If you hear anything, you let me know.
Sure, Grandma.
Darling, how's Elliot?
He's heavily sedated. Completely irrational.
What do you mean completely irrational?
I mean, I went in there and I said, "Hi, Dad." And I don't think he even knew who I was. I said, "It's me, Dennis, your son." And he looked right past me. And he said, "I don't have a son."
Oh, Dennis.
I guess that means I don't have a father. Doesn't it? I feel like an orphan.
But you have your mother, Dennis.
Don't talk to me about my mother. She's the one who caused all this. This is all her fault.
No. Dennis, you're not being fair.
I'm not being fair. Do you think my mother and Alex Wheeler were being fair to my father? My mother is not stupid, Mrs. Marshall, and neither is Alex Wheeler. So don't tell me they didn't see how it was from the minute he got back from that jungle. He was hurting inside. He needed psychiatric help.
So did Barrett, Dennis.
I know, but you're getting him help. Sorry. But you're helping him. You're treating him gently. You're not pressuring him and plotting against him. That's what they did to my father. They badgered and they pushed him till they pushed him right over the edge. He didn't even know who I was. I could kill them both.
But Dennis, he tried to kill Mr. Wheeler. Well, that's what I understood. And Iris and Alex were simply trying to protect themselves.
That's what they would like you to think, Grandma.
Well, Paige, do you mean there's some truth in what Dennis is saying?
From the minute that Elliot hit this town, Iris was so afraid that he would compete with Dennis's affections that she did everything she could to get him out of town. And now that she's eliminated him, she's turned on me.
Yeah. And this isn't the first time, Mrs. Marshall, believe me. My mother thinks she can apologize and everything's fine again. Well, she went too far this time, and there is no way, and I mean there is no way she's going to break us up. No way.
I can't believe that Iris would even think of trying.
I think Dennis is more aware of what his mother is capable of, Grandma.
Now, I know Dennis is upset. And I think that when things get better, he'll see it all differently, as I hope you will.
Well, I won't. Darling, we're not doing your father any good by staying out here.
Can't go back in there.
Well, then let's just go before your mother shows up and we get on another scene like we did at the yacht.
I can't deal with my mother right now. Let's just get out of
go,
here.
all right? Okay. Goodbye, Grandma.
Paige,
Mrs. Marshall.
we haven't had any word about your brother. Don't you at least want to wait and hear if his condition has improved?
Grandma, if I thought I could do Barry any good, I'd sit here all day. But I think Ginny's the only one that can do that. And since I'm the only one that can help Dennis right now, I think my place is with my fiancé. Bye-bye.
Well, come on, Jenny. What does Courtney think you should tell me?
Courtney thinks that I should tell you that I was right about Barrett. He doesn't want to live anymore.
Oh, Ginny. Look, if his grief comes from learning that you and I love each other, well, I've got to carry some of the burden, some of the responsibility. I don't want you taking all the blame, you hear?
Oh, Ryan, I feel so confused.
Look, at least Barrett knows now. He's a strong man, and I think he's going to recover. And when he does, and you're not under all this stress anymore, well, then you can decide what you want to do with your life.
It's not only my life.
No. You just feel that way right now because you still feel a responsibility to Barrett. Trust me. His need is just temporary. He'll recover from the shock. And then you'll be free to choose between us. You understand?
Free to choose. Do you know what it feels like to be responsible for a helpless human being?
No. He's not helpless.
It's not only Barrett.
And you're not helpless either. Jenny, you're exhausted. But once Barrett recovers...
What if he doesn't recover?
He's strong. He'll pull through.
Courtney doesn't think so. You know, you keep saying when Barrett recovers. But he's got to have something to live for. And unless I'm there for him, he'll die. I know he will, Ryan.
Then be there for him. But when it's all over, choose me. Choose me.
Ryan, if I have to bring Barrett back, I have to choose him now in my heart. Otherwise, how can I convince him that he needs to live for both our sakes?
Stop it. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yes, I do. But how can I? When you mean so much more to me than Barrett does.
What am I doing to you?
it was, Daddy, it was a wonderful honeymoon, as fishing trips go.
Oh.
The fish were biting, the mosquitoes weren't, and it didn't rain until the last night. Of course, the rain swept our tent away, and then we had to sleep in the car, but, well, that's what memories are made of, right?
Well, I'm glad to see you take it like a good sport.
I didn't know I had any choice in the matter.
Well, if you want your marriage to get off on the right foot, I'd say you don't. How did Max take all this?
Max, are you kidding? Daddy, he stood out there laughing at me as I was trying to drag my clothes back into the car until he realized that his precious armadillo boots were drowning. So then he moved, man.
I bet he did.
He was mad as a squash cat. He was yelping and he was yowling until he got his boots back safe. And then everything was fine. Can't remember the last time I slept in the back seat of a car, except, well, it's been a long time.
I do believe that my little girl is happy.
Am I? Well, yes, I think I am.
Oh, sometimes it's a long time coming, isn't it?
Sure is, Daddy.
I'm glad it's happened for you. Like for Vicky and me.
How are things between Vicky and you?
Couldn't be better.
Even though Alex Wheeler is alive?
You heard about it, huh?
Yep. Kate told us. How'd you find out, Daddy?
Well, he had the decency to call us and tell us before we saw it on the news.
How did Vicky take it?
With tears of joy. That's all there was to it, too. Joy that we had found ourselves a friend from a long time ago. Well, you've learned to hold your tongue, honey, but what you're thinking is written all over your face. Your mama assures me that she has given up on Alex. And I believe her.
Let me just sit down for a minute, okay?
Sure. You don't look well.
I haven't been feeling very well lately.
I never meant to cause you all this pain.
It's not you. It's not Barrett either. It's the...
Well, it's the strain of both of us now, isn't it?
No. Well, there is a strain
Well, listen,
there,
you
but
never
it's...
acted this way before Barrett came back, Jenny.
It's not his fault.
Okay, then it's mine. I should have left Houston. The minute I heard Barrett was alive, I should have.
No. Ryan, you promised you'd never leave me. I told you that was one of my worst fears.
I didn't.
You said you'd never abandon me.
But look what my staying here is doing to you.
That's only because I just don't know what I'm going to do. We made so many plans.
No, look, Ginny, I shared those plans with you. I kept them alive in my heart, but...
What are you saying?
I've been living with the hope that once Barrett found out about us and got back on his feet again, he'd look around and see that things were different. And he'd set you free to build a life with me. But after what you just said, I realize it's just a fantasy now, isn't it?
The plans that we made for our life together were not just a fantasy.
But they are now, aren't they? Aren't they?
I can't take this.
I know, I can see that, Ginny. I'd do anything in the world just to take you away with me now, right now, today, but if I did, you'd never forgive yourself for abandoning Barrett now, would you?
It's not just that, Ryan.
I understand. Look, Ginny, I know I've only known you a few months, and you're the most important person in my life. as much a part of me as my own heart. And be like tearing out Barrett's heart, wouldn't it? And you're not the sort of person that would do that sort of thing. And that's why I love you so much. I don't want to change you. I just can't stand by and watch you suffer like you've been doing.
You can't give me up.
But I can.
You said you wouldn't leave.
But the longer I stay, the worse you look. You're crying all the time. Barrett and I, we're tearing you apart. One of us has to go. And since it can't be him, it's gotta be me. No more fantasies. I just think it's better for all concerned that I ask Alex to take back control of World Oil. And I'm gonna leave here and get out of your life.
Well, I hope you're right, Daddy. Lord knows I sure don't want any more trouble for you. Or for Iris. That woman deserves a little happiness, you know?
She's had a lot of trouble.
Well, that's what brought me into town. Besides you, of course. First I want to see Iris, and then I want to see Barrett, and then I want... Oh, dear. Honey, I better run if I'm going to get back to that ranch in time for supper. I don't want to keep my new husband waiting for dinner.
Okay, you do all that now. You're going to be late.
Oh, don't you worry. I've got everything straightened out.
Who is doing all this taken care of?
I said, don't you worry, didn't I?
Well...
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Say hi to Vicky for...
Hello, Rena. Nice to see you. Stryker, I'm sorry to barge in on you like this.
Nice to see me, is it? Well, you don't look like it is. What's the matter, honey? Are you still upset about that wedding that didn't quite come off? She finds somebody younger?
Yeah.
Oh, don't gag on your own words, honey. I heard all about it.
I'll bet you did. I'll bet you were so sorry, weren't you?
Well, actually, I was, because that means that I can't congratulate you. But you can congratulate me. I just got back from my honeymoon.
Well, congratulations, Rena. You finally got Justin Marshall to put his head in the noose.
You're still as unfunny and as obnoxious as always.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, never mind, I just don't have time. Bye, Daddy.
Bye, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry I have trouble keeping up with your affairs, Rena. I apologize for that, Stryker, but sometimes she just gets under my skin.
Come on, Kevin. I understand. I have trouble keeping up with it myself. Sit down.
Thank you.
Listen, this door is closed. Let's leave everything of that outside, huh? And just put our minds to what brought you here. Which, unless I miss my guess, all those false papers that you signed your name to protect Alex.
You're dead right, Stryker.
Let's see what we can do to straighten all that out.
Goodbye, Ginny.
Ryan.
Oh,
Don't.
Ginny.
Please don't leave.
No, nothing on earth could pull me away from you if I knew I could keep you happy, but every time I look at you,
It's just a strain.
It's a strain of being pulled in two different directions. Look, I've been wandering around all my life, and until I met you. I know you dreamed about me staying here and us living on the land and having our own place, and I dreamed about that too. About having you as my wife, raising our children. But now I see that's just a dream. None of it's going to happen.
I can't do any more than I've done.
Okay, then I'm the one that has to act.
By leaving me?
I don't see any other choice.
Is this the last time we'll be together?
It has to be.
must be pretty tired yourself, staying up all night with me like that.
Well, what should I have done? Left you there all alone?
Well, some people would have.
Not yours truly, sweetheart.
Yeah. I don't think I could have made it through without you, Paige. I don't think I can even make it up those stairs and into bed right now.
Oh, darling. Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize I'm as tired as you are. Darling, I don't think I have enough energy to help you upstairs, let alone drive myself back to the club. Besides, such unpleasant memories there now. I know, why don't I just stay here with you tonight?
Sure. I like having you with me, Paige. Everything just seems to be falling apart. You're the only one I can talk to, Paige. The only one who really understands how I feel.
Well, I should hope so. I mean, if you can't lean on your fiancé, who can you lean on, huh? Your wife, I guess.
My wife.
Darling, let's not wait any longer. I'm so tired of this your place or mine business. I mean, I want our place, Dennis, our home, us together.
Together. A quiet place. A retreat.
Let's get married right away.
Right away.
I'm sorry, Barrett. I should have told you before now. I tried, but trying doesn't count. I kept making excuses for myself. At first, it was the shock of suddenly seeing someone come from the dead.
Lazarus. How I understand you.
After the shock, it was your need. How can I tell you about the other life that was happening while you were dead? I kept asking myself what kind of person I was. Why couldn't I just have the strength and courage to simply... I told myself I didn't want to ruin your homecoming.
This is the only nightmare I never had over there. Death, dishonor, torture. Never this. My fair wife, waiting, true.
Please, Barrett. You were working with Ryan, trying to get your memory back.
Every struggle seems to mock me. Are you going to help me remember what I never knew? I told you, girl, don't try to protect me. With 5 years of treachery behind me, I want the truth. That kills me, you hear? I bought and paid for that. The plain truth from my own people.
Barry, I just wasn't protecting you. I was protecting myself.
You know, that's
I
not
had
true.
to bury my failure.
That isn't
Ryan,
true.
let me admit it. I'm sick of lying. I don't want to hurt you anymore. I feel shame for not wanting to talk about the emptiness in my heart when you didn't come back. Shame because you endured so much more. But there was emptiness. What seemed forever, I thought that you'd come back to fill me up again. And after that, there was hopelessness. But even then, I had the memory of you. It got me through the day and night, your memory. But Barry, it was so long. And then I met Ryan. And I found that I needed love, not just the memory of love. I had lost your memory.
Just how far did this affair go?
We were engaged to be married, and then I flew to Cambodia and found you in that hotel room.
Why did you come so far to bring me back to this?
Courtney, can I come in? How is Barrett?
Well, he was restless, but he's sleeping peacefully now.
Does that mean he's any better?
No. But it's not any worse either.
Oh, thank heaven.
Come on. Ginny, you don't look too good.
I'm okay.
Did you tell Ryan?
No.
Ginny!
I think it's for the best, too.
What about the baby?
What about it?
I think Ryan has the right to know that the child you're carrying is his.
It's not a question of rights. We have to do what's best for everyone.
I think Ryan should know.
Then he won't leave town. It'll just make the situation more difficult, especially for Barrett.
Ginny, you can't hide this pregnancy forever.
I know that, but I need more time. Please, Courtney, let me handle it my own way. You won't tell anyone, will you?
Of course not.
Just a little more time. That's all I need.
Well, you don't have to act so surprised. I mean, we've been engaged for weeks now, Dennis. I mean, it's time that we made a few specific plans.
Paige, it's not that I disagree with you. It's just... Oh, I can't think about a wedding right now. Not a big wedding, not with everything that's happened to my father.
Oh, I understand, darling. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big social event. I just want to hear you say that you love, honor, and cherish me all the days of our lives. And the sooner you say that, the happier I'll be.
I want that too. But I don't think I'm ready for the reaction my mom's gonna have when we tell her we've set a date.
Oh, you're right. I guess we both had a lot of that lately, haven't we?
So why don't we just put it off, all right?
No. No, Dennis, let's present your mother with a fait accompli. Let's elope. I mean, then she'll have to accept it.
She's not gonna like that. But then...
Who cares?
Who cares?
Darling.
So you're gonna lie to Barrett, is that it?
No, I'm just not going to tell him that I'm pregnant now. If I do, and he thinks the baby is his, then I will have to lie to him. Or kill him for sure.
So when you do tell him, are you gonna tell him that the child is Ryan's?
No. I don't know. I just need some more time, Courtney. Then I can decide what I'm going to do. Think I'm a monster, don't you?
No, I don't think that at all.
Well, you certainly... I can't blame you for it. You're Barrett's sister.
Look, You're doing what you think is best for Barrett. I understand that. And for now, I agree that you shouldn't tell him about your pregnancy. Not until he's improved.
And then?
And then it's your decision.
Barry, if you won't answer me, will you at least listen? This is very important. Ryan and I talked, and he feels, we both feel, that it would be best for everyone if he went away, if he left Houston altogether. So as soon as he can transfer his work at World Oil back to his uncle, he'll leave. And then it'll be just you and Steve and me. And we'll find what we lost during all those years you were away. We will, Barry. If you'll help me. I swear it.
Jenny. Darling wife.
Well, folks, if you don't need anything else, I'm gonna scoot. Steve? How about you, Mr. Decker?
What? Oh, everything's just fine. Fine.
Doesn't look that way to me. Don't you like the way I fried the fish?
Oh, no, it's good. It's real good. I'm just, I'm savoring them.
You ought to savor them in your stomach like me.
Steve, you sure know how to compliment the cook. Well, if that's it, I'll see you all bright and early tomorrow morning.
What? Now, wait a minute, Beth. Wait, hold on there. Hold on. Listen, it's not that I don't appreciate what you did for us here today, because I do. I really do. It's just that Rena is going to have to learn to get along without you sooner or later. And I would rather it be sooner. So, don't come tomorrow.
I understand.
Okay.
Bye, Steve.
Hey, I'll open the door for you.
Hey.
Drive safe now, you.
She makes good oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, she does. Why don't you, have some more milk with them? Grow some hair on your chest.
I want some on my face like my daddy.
Yeah, well, looks like you already got the mustache there.
Hi, everyone. We're back. Did you miss us?
Nope, Beth made us supper.
Oh, that must have been Beth leaving as we were coming in.
Where's Mom and Dad?
There's the hospital, Steve. Honey, your daddy was in a little accident. But don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Is that good news, Max?
You sure he's gonna be all right, Kate?
As far as I know.
Good. And Rena and I can just head right on back to our little place in the woods there.
Well, but you haven't finished your supper.
Oh, that's all right. Rena and I are gonna have something else. We can. No, we're gonna have something else now. You and Steve there
Max,
just enjoy
then what are we
Beth's
gonna
dinner.
have?
It's real good. What are we gonna have?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we're gonna have. We're gonna have ourselves a nice, long talk. Good night, all.
Night.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
riled up because I brought you back here? This is our home, Rena.
Max, if you think that that's the way a husband is supposed to act, you've got another thing coming to you, sweetheart.
You getting all riled up because I brought you back here? This is our home, Rena.
You practically dragged me out of Kate's. Do you know how hungry I am? There isn't even a thing to eat in this place.
Yeah, and whose fault is that?
Max, I just got back into town. I didn't have time to go shopping. Besides, you've eaten already.
Yeah, Beth's...
What am I supposed to do? Cook every morsel that goes in that big fat mouth of yours?
Hey, now.
Well, I'm sorry, but when I get hungry, I get cranky, and there's so much
Now,
stuff
just
going
hold on. I want
here.
to sit down and talk about this. I think it's important, okay?
Okay.
Oh, come on. Let's just relax now. Let's just relax and take it nice and easy from the top. Now, before we got married, we agreed to live on my money. Decker style, not Bellman style.
Honey, I don't see anything wrong that I'm doing here. I'm living in the cabin with you. And I went fishing every day on our honeymoon until I had nightmares about fish. Those big round eyes just glaring at me.
And our first day back, when I asked to settle into a normal life, I go out and take care of the ranch, and you stay home and fix supper and look after Steve. What did you do?
I called Beth. Oh, honey, she knows how to handle those kinds of things.
Yeah, sure she does, but who's paying for her?
Well, I am, I guess.
You are? I think your daddy is.
Stryker's always given me an allowance, and you know that.
Right. And that was fine before. But you're my wife now. And I want us to live on my money. And I can't afford a fancy maid, not yet anyhow.
Are you asking me to get rid of Beth?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Max, who's gonna take care of our house in River Oaks?
Rena, this is our house. This is our home. And you own it, too. But I built it. Me and my daddy and the Marshalls. Built it with our blood and our sweat. And there's none of me in that house in River Oaks.
So you want me to get rid of my house, too?
I just don't want Stryker supporting us. And we don't need another house, especially one so big and so far away. And I sure can't afford the upkeep. Now, I'm asking you to close it down.
No.
No. No? Are you choosing a maid in a house over me?
Max, you are asking me to change my life to the last detail. While you sit here being the same side of oak you always been. Well, that's not fair, and that's not a compromise.
Rena!
Are you ready to admit that you're being unfair?
I will do anything for you, except stop saying what I think and what I know is right.
Then you and your straight talk can just make love to each other.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Stryker's. Maybe he can talk to you. And if he can't, he's my lawyer too, honey.
Rena? Rena!
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
What's wrong, darling?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about last night. I should feel nothing but relief that we're finally safe, but...
You're worried about Elliot, aren't you? About what's going to happen to him now?
Worried about Elliot? Of course not. He tried to kill you. And me. He deserves whatever he gets, prison or...
Or, insanity.
No. No one deserves that. Seeing him last night so disturbed, it was horrible.
Well, it's all over now, darling.
Not for me. Not yet. I can't stop thinking about him.
Poor man, he's gone through so much lately.
Elliot's been through so much. What about you?
Well, my experiences aren't nearly like his. Iris, the prison camp, discovering that Dennis wasn't his son, my threat to expose him as a traitor, I should have realized the man wasn't well, that I was pushing him over the edge.
You're not responsible for Elliot's madness.
Well, not totally responsible, no, but perhaps I should share some of the blame.
That's absurd.
Well, the man is helpless now. How can you turn your back on him, Iris?
He tried to kill you and me and everyone else who was on this yacht.
Well, he was desperate.
Well, are you suggesting we just forget and forgive?
What do you want, revenge? Will that make you feel better?
I want Elliot treated as the criminal he is.
You'll need a good lawyer.
A lawyer, Alex? The man is an attempted murderer, a traitor.
He's still entitled to a fair trial.
Oh, yes. The American way. Coddle the criminals and the devil take their victims.
Iris, would you please be reasonable?
Reasonable? I lived for weeks with the dreadful knowledge that you were dead. Then when our lives were returning to normal, Elliot makes another attempt on your life. And mine, too. He's a dangerous man.
He's a sick man. He needs help, and I think we should give it to him.
There is no way we can help Elliot now, even if we wanted to, which I don't.
Well, we can at least make sure that he gets a fair hearing.
Hello.
Vicky, is Stryker there?
Hello, Alex. No, he hasn't come home from the office yet.
So late?
Well, yes, he called and said he'd be late. He's trying to straighten out the legal mess that Kevin's in.
Oh, yes, the mess that I put him in with the phony autopsy report, the forged death certificate, yeah.
Well, yes. And, Alex, we're both so glad it was a forged one.
So am I. Would you tell Stryker that I will accept all the legal responsibility for Kevin's actions, and of course I will pick up all the expenses, and that's the least I can do.
Well, I thought it was all Ryan's idea.
Oh, he was acting for me, but I do have one more favor of Stryker. I would like him to represent Elliot Carrington.
Represent Elliot?
Whether or not he faces a trial or a commitment hearing, he will need good counsel.
After what Elliot did, I don't know very many men who would be that generous.
Would you ask Stryker to see what he can do and then get back to me, please?
Of course. Bye, Alex.
Thank you, Vicky.
Feel better?
Yes, I do. Edward, you can bring in our dinner now. Are you going to be angry with me all night?
I'm not angry with you.
Let's be thankful for what we have and concentrate on that, shall we?
Anything else now? No, that's okay. You all right? Okay, if you need anything, just call me. My name's Nita. Okay, enjoy your meal. Ricky. It is great to see you.
It's really good to see you too, Nita.
Mr. Connor said that you want a yacht. Did you have a nice trip?
It was fine. We cruised around the Caribbean and ended up in St. Croix.
That sounds wonderful. Were you with that girl?
Shelley Lee. Yeah. But it was no pleasure cruise, Nita. It was all business.
Yeah. Well, that must be a nice job that you have.
Look, I gotta talk to you for a minute. Come on, sit down. I couldn't tell you this before, but I can now. Shelley Lee was Alex's nurse. And that job that I had, the one that took 24 hours a day, well, that was being Alex Wheeler's bodyguard, even on the yacht.
Wait a minute. Billy Joe told me that Mr. Wheeler is alive now, right? And it's in all the papers and everything, but... Wait a minute. I'm not too fast at piecing this all together. You mean that whole time that I thought that
You thought that I was lying to you. You thought that Shelley and me were... Wait a minute. Is that why you went back to Billy Joe? Because you thought that I didn't care about you?
Ricky, I went back to Billy Joe for a lot of reasons, but one of them is not out of spite for you.
I'm not talking about spite, Nita.
Look, Ricky,
Nita, I love you.
Do not say that.
I love you.
Just please, just go. Just
No!
leave.
Look, I swore I wouldn't push you, but the thought of you with that punk just turns my stomach.
Billy Joe needs me. If it wasn't for me, he would sink right back into the slime.
Look at me, Nita. Tell me you love him.
Well, of course I love him. Well, not like when we were kids, of course. Then I didn't know anything. I thought the dreams were all we needed to live. I thought if Billy Joe just would love me, then everything would be all right.
And well, what about me? Do you love me?
Don't ask me that.
I'm asking. I gotta know.
Listen, you don't know what you're saying. I am carrying Billy Joe's baby, you know? I mean, just think, Ricky, think. You want to raise his child? Is that the way you want him to live?
Look, it wouldn't only be Billy Joe's child. It'd be yours, too. Nita, I would love that baby just as much as I would love you. You think that I'd make a worse father than Billy Joe?
You would be a wonderful daddy. But I think you should have your own kids.
Come on, Nita. You still haven't answered my question. Do you love me?
I care about you more than you'll ever know. I mean, do you know what Billy Joe would do if I left him?
I've handled punks like him before. Look, he's been digging his own grave. All it would take is one good push.
No, it wouldn't come against you. He'd take up with Elena. He would ruin her just to get back with you. Is that what you want? And you know as well as I do, Elena would not put up any kind of fight.
Yeah. I heard about this job that he got her, and I don't like it much. In fact, she's supposed to come over here, and we're going to go over to this chicken coop. It turns out to be his low-life...
That's not nearly as funny as a man finding his wife with another man. You know, it reminds me of a joke. What's it about? You know what it is. It's about the Iceman, or the Postman, or the Milkman. Security man, that's it.
Billy Joe, just be quiet.
You know something? I just got a dinner break from the club, and I just came here. I thought you'd want to join me at the chicken coop, you know? Must have been luck, because who do I find on the doorstep but my brand new singing star? How about it, honey buns? You want to catch Elena's act tonight?
Well, whether she does or not, I plan to catch both your acts tonight.
Oh, and by the way, Stryker, Alex called while you were at the office.
No, he did? What did he want?
He wanted to know if you'd represent Elliot Carrington. I told him you had your hands full with all those charges against Kevin, so, darling, if you don't feel up to it.
Well, between the two of them, Kevin and Ryan, they have folded, spindled, and mutilated practically every damn law in the book. It's a good thing that Alex is as important a man as he is. Listen, honey, I'm sorry. I made myself a drink here. I didn't even ask you if you wanted one.
No, thanks, Stryker.
Well, that's a change. That wouldn't have anything to do with Alex's return now, would it?
No. Let's just call it a belated New Year's resolution.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I think I can wrap up Kevin's problems relatively short time. I'll be happy to do what I can to help Dennis's father.
Thank you, darling. I was hoping you'd say that. You know, I feel a little responsible for Elliot's breakdown, pressing a job on him so soon after he got out of that camp.
Oh, Vicky, you acted for the best. You know, I actually anticipated you having some concern about the problems of someone in your employ. So I contacted the district attorney, and I what?
Stryker, you've got to talk some sense into that stubborn, mule-headed husband of mine. Because if he won't listen, this marriage is going to be over before it even begins. I mean, you wouldn't believe what that man wants me to do. For one thing, he said, and that's not all. He wants me to turn poor Beth out on the streets. Just fire her. And just because he didn't drive a single nail in my house, he wants me to put it in mothballs. Shut it up, he says. Fire Beth. I mean, he's like little Caesar giving me the thumbs down on some poor gladiator. Don't you find that just a little outrageous?
Oh, I tell you
now,
what
Stryker, I think this sounds like mother and daughter time. Why don't you fix Rena a drink while the two of us sit down and talk this over?
Have my say?
Please, Stryker.
All right. You go ahead, you two.
Now, Rena, honey, why don't we discuss this calmly?
That's just what King Maximilian said to me after he gave me the ultimatum. Lord, do we really need men?
Now, Rena. Now, first of all, Beth will not be put out on the streets. Stryker and I would love to have her back here. If you recall, we just lent her to you when you and Kevin came back from Houston.
I don't remember it being alone.
And secondly, you have to admit that that house of yours is much too large.
Just right.
And too long away from the ranch. I mean, it's much too far for you to commute back and forth. And Max has to stay on the Marshall place.
Oh, yes. Feudalism is not dead. I'm married to the last serf.
Max takes his job seriously, as he should.
Mother, what about my feelings? Does he take my feelings seriously? I'm sorry, but feeding a bunch of horses and looking at some pine trees is just not enough for me.
Rena, honey, if you want to spend some time in the city, you and Max are more than welcome to stay here at any time. Now, isn't that right, Stryker?
Absolutely.
Daddy, you don't agree with this barbarism now, do you? I mean, me, Tarzan, and you, Jane, I'm sorry, it doesn't cut with me. Especially if I have to live in a treehouse. Now, I offer to make compromises, okay?
Look,
but what he's asking me to do...
I just squeeze a word in edgewise? What I was going to say is, I think this is the most ridiculous behavior that I have ever seen.
That's just what I want you to tell Max.
No, it is not Max's behavior that's off the track. It's yours. Now, a week ago, you promised to love Max above all others. Tonight, you're telling us that you prefer a pile of sticks and plaster to your husband.
Daddy, I never said
Well,
I didn't
fine. If you feel that way, you just march over to that collection of empty rooms and give them a big hug. See if they'll hug you back.
I didn't say I was going to leave tonight. I thought I would stay here. Stryker, if we teach Max a lesson, he's got to learn it.
He is not the one who needs a lesson, honey. Now, listen, in the first place, your mother and I are not going to be here tonight. We have to go over to the hospital to see a client of mine. You did want to come with me, didn't you, honey?
Yes, of course, Stryker. Rena, you're welcome to stay here, but you'll be all by yourself.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I think I'll just leave. I've got other places to stay in Houston.
Stryker, do you think we did the right thing?
Now, honey, we did what we could. The rest is up to Rena to solve for herself.
More coffee?
No, thank you.
Are you tired?
No, not really.
You're awfully quiet.
Well, I was just thinking. I can't help feeling guilty that I let all our lives, yours, mine, Elliot's, become so tangled together in the first place.
Iris, don't. It happened a long time ago. Let's forget our weaknesses, and if we can't do that, at least forgive them.
You're not weak.
Yes, I am.
No. And you're so different from other men.
No, not so different.
How can you say that? You built an empire from nothing.
Well, I did it for you. My love is strong, not me. Without it, I'm nothing. It was my love for you that kept me alive.
I was so terrified when I thought I'd lost you.
The wedding? No, darling. I'm a bridegroom who refuses to leave his bride. No, after all those things were happening, I didn't get a chance to give you your wedding gift.
But you did. My beautiful necklace.
No, another one. A surprise. Oh, there are 2 surprises, in fact.
Tell me.
Then it wouldn't be a surprise. Tomorrow I'll tell you.
Just a hint?
All right. Now, I want my wife to live like a queen. Not floating and hiding in cramped quarters like this. That's not exactly what I had in mind for you.
Oh, but darling, I love this yacht. And I'd do it all again to keep you safe.
I know you would. Thank heavens that won't happen again. Now, but you missed my hint.
That was a hint? Give me another one.
No. No more hints. But I will have Edward bring in something else that I've been keeping on the shop for our wedding day.
I don't know who looks worse, Ginny or Barrett.
Yeah.
You know, my diagnosis is terminal worry, disintegration of the funny bone.
Oh, come on, Jeb. Would you stop it? It's not funny.
You're right, it's not funny. You know, I thought that she'd be over it by now. You know, Barrett's going to be okay. Elliot here is under lock and key. But Jenny still looks like a basket case. Now, come on, do you know something that I don't know?
I couldn't say.
What do you mean you couldn't say? I mean, come on, you can tell me. I can take it. It's not like I'm the patient, but I'm mighty close.
Well, you just hit the nail on the head on the reason I can't tell you. You're not the patient.
But Jenny is, right? Now, I'm her brother. I have a right to know.
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true? I'll prove to you that I'm her brother. All right, fine. Forget it. I got to get over to Maggie's. I'm late for work. Come on, give me a ride and we'll talk about it on the way over there.
No.
No? What's the matter? Are you afraid I'm going to, like, maybe lure you in the back seat or something like that?
No, I'm afraid we're going to end up eating tacos in Mexico.
Well, that's not a bad idea. Now, come on. Just because I kidnapped you one time doesn't mean that you can hold it against me forever. What?
Oh, Courtney.
How are you?
Hi,
Dr.
Courtney.
DeSilva.
How are you? Dr. DeSilva and I have permission from the DA to see Mr. Carrington. Looks like I'm going to be his defense attorney.
I see.
So, I guess we'd better go in, officer. All right? Go ahead.
It was nice seeing you.
Good to see you both. Right.
Well, look, I got to split, all right? Because I got to catch a bus. I got to meet Elaine over at Maggie's, so I'll see you.
Jeb, wait. It is rather late for me to be driving back to town alone.
Starting the weekend.
And since your company is so pleasant, I'll give you that ride. But straight to Maggie's. No stops in between. And don't press me about Jenny, because I'm not going to tell you a thing.
No, I know.
I examined Mr. Carrington when he was first brought in. He's suffering from delusions, extremely disoriented. It would help my diagnosis if someone he knew well spoke to him.
But Dr. Elliot works for me at KVIK.
Good. Mrs. Bellman, he may not recognize you, but whatever he says, behave in a normal way.
Of course. Elliot. Elliot.
I've been expecting you.
I came as soon as I could.
How did you get past the guards? Is Steve here? I don't want him here. I don't want him to see, not this horror.
He's partially assumed the identity of the man he's wronged. It's fairly common. It's an escape from guilt.
Elliot, don't you recognize me?
Jenny. You're not her. What have you done with my wife? What do you want from me? Oh, Lord, this heat. This stinking heat.
Elliot, try to remember there was a helicopter crash.
It's the plan, isn't it? Well, you'll never get it from me. Please, if only I could sleep. Please, let me sleep.
Elliot, I know you're tired, and I'll let you sleep in a moment.
Yes, of course. Yes, if I tell you the escape plan, you'll let me sleep. You'll let me go. Go home. Back to my wife, my son.
Dennis has been here, and he'll come again.
And Iris. Iris, my wife. My darling wife. I love her so. I loved her so. I was in Paris when she called. She said she missed me. Is she here?
I don't know.
We'll be together soon. Iris and Dennis and I. We'll be a family again. Oh, it's been so long. So long.
Elliot, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I tried to use you to separate Iris and Alex.
You've been with him, haven't you? You've been with Wheeler, shared his bed. I'll never forgive you, Iris. Never.
Elliot.
You liar. You...
Mr. Carrington, I'm John Bellman. I'm Vicky's husband. I'm a lawyer. Alex Wheeler asked me to...
Wheeler! That pusher! He wants me dead. What does it take to kill him? Is he immortal? There used to be a time when dead men...
Mr. Carrington?
He wants what's mine. Mine, well, he'll never have it. Not as long as I have breath.
Vicky.
Iris.
Vicky.
Iris, don't leave me. Please don't leave me here in this place. Jenny, please, don't leave me here. Don't.
As you can see, Mr. Carrington is clearly incompetent to stand trial.
Dr. DeSilva, if you could give me some kind of a preliminary report, I'm sure that the district attorney will be satisfied. I'm supposed to represent Mr. Carrington at his sanity hearing, but seeing the way things are, I don't think the state would hesitate to proceed with commitment.
Will you just lay off this inspection trip?
No way. I'm going to make sure that the owner of this place knows that you got a big brother. And I'm also going to make sure he knows how quick the Houston PD can close him down. Now, you and me got a date at this hen pen.
It's the chicken coop, and you know it. And that's all I need is my big, dumb cop brother throwing his muscle around, and you can color me looking for a job.
Well, that wouldn't be much of a loss now, would it?
Ricky, it's my first job. I mean, it's my big chance, and you want to ruin it for me? I mean, besides, Jeb is there, and he's feeling much stronger. I mean, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, well, Jeb isn't there all the time. I just want to make sure that nobody gets any unhealthy ideas while he's not around.
Yeah, well, Mr. Reliable sure is late tonight. Hey, what time is it? Hey, my set starts in 15 minutes.
So?
So, if you want to watch me, you're going to have to get awful close. Guitar distant. Come on, Ricky, you can sing with me.
Oh, no thanks. I'm not singing in any rundown bar.
Oh, come on, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky, I'd love to hear you sing again. And Billy Joe did invite me. I'm all through here. It'd be okay. Well, that is if you don't mind. May I join you?
Yeah, sure you can.
Okay.
This is marvelous champagne.
The best from my cellar. I've had this bottle waiting on this yacht for our wedding night. 2 our lives together.
And to my husband, who can deny me nothing.
Absolutely.
Then tell me what my surprise is.
You still haven't figured it out?
No. And ever since dinner, you've been wearing that knowing smile. How can you be so cruel to me?
No, I can't. All right. Since there are 2 surprises, I guess I can tell you one. Terry has been checking up on the renovations for the Marshall house.
That beautiful house you bought me? Oh, darling, after everything that happened, I never thought we'd live there.
But we will. It's finished. We can move in tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that is such a wonderful surprise. I won't even press you for the other one.
You mean you don't want to know about the other one tonight? Well, it might make you feel even better.
Nope. Tonight, I have everything I want.
So do I. I've been wanting this for 25 years. Darling, do you realize this is like our wedding night?
Yes. We were cheated out of that night.
Oh, yes, and that was the most painful of all. I turned to kiss my bride, and the lights went out. Oh, my Lord, I've been fighting, and how I fought to get so close to you and come back to you.
And let's start again, where we were interrupted.
May I kiss the bride?
You may.
Now, my darling, my bride, my wife, come with me.
Honey, I just spent an hour in that big, fancy, miserable house of mine, and all I kept thinking of was this dinky, cramped, beautiful house of ours. I so wanted to come back to you. Max. Honey, will you forgive me?
There's no reason to be living since you're gone.
pig.
Elena's brother is the law. Why didn't she tell me? The boss finds out, he's liable to make me a stain on the wall.
Just better keep that cop out of here, huh?
Yeah. I'll tell Elena he comes back, she's fired. Oh, man.
There's no reason to be living.
Oh, that's too bad. The crowd's eating it up. I'll tell you, pig or no pig, the guy can lay it down.
I don't know, I heard some hawk calling sounded better.
Oh, Ricky, you were terrific. You really were.
Thank you,
You too, Elena.
Thanks so much. You were super, Elena.
Thanks, Billy Joe.
Hey, Ricky, you're real good. I heard you were just coming in.
Thanks,
real
Jeff.
good, real good. I think I can retire now. You can take over for me.
Whoa, wait a minute now. Ricky was just covering for me because you were so late. Where were you?
I was at the hospital. I was seeing Barry.
Come on, they don't let you in the door this late unless you're covered with blood.
Look, I ran into Courtney, all right, and we were talking about my sister.
I should have known that you were with Courtney. Well, since I proved that I don't need you, maybe I should go find someone who's reliable.
Oh, no. I already told you, I got a job.
No, I'm not talking about you, big brother. I'm talking about somebody nice. How about it, Billy Joe? Can you sing?
Can I sing? Like an angel, ain't that right, Nita?
Yeah, you'd make a terrific pair. If you need some advice, Elena, I'd say stick with Jeb. He knows how to play by the rules.
We have a job to do. Come on.
Well, now, they make a real nice pair, now don't they, huh? When Hampton's around. Of course, if he don't show up when he's supposed to, I don't expect to have Elena's career suffer for it. I mean, I got her best interests in my heart, now don't I, huh?
Honey, will you forgive me?
Forgive you. I love you. Honey, something you might not realize is when you walk out the door with someone that loves you, that hurts. I guess maybe we both got a lot to learn about relationships. But I don't think that's ever going to happen if we don't talk it out.
You're right. I admit to being jolted a lot, Max. You're just so much smarter about these things than I am. I called Beth today, and I told her to come and meet me out at the house tomorrow morning.
Early?
Mm-hmm. Crack of dawn, 9 o'clock. I asked her to move all the things out here that I would need.
What are you going to do with the rest of the stuff?
Store them until we need them. Oh, honey, let's not talk about that miserable house. What I need is a forgiveness kiss from you.
want you to have all the good things in life. But I want to be the one that gives them to you. Do you understand?
I understand.
And as for this dinky, cramped little cabin, you're right about that. We do need a bigger house. But not until we can afford it. I missed you.
Oh, I missed you, Matt. Oh, honey, I missed you so much.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
All tender,